There we go. All right, I think we're live now. That took a bit. That took a bit today. Okay. Thank you for anyone that's showing up here today. I'm starting 12 minutes late. I really apologize for that. Um, I know it's not a formal thing, but I'm pretty consistent about starting around 11 o'clock. Also, the lighting in here is off today. We've got, I don't know. My lights in here are connected to Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi for some reason does not want to come into this room. So every week when I go live, lately, like the past 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, I've had to like reset them. Now, I'm coming in super late today, so I can't fix that. So we're just going to have to deal with bad lighting. Whether you care or not, I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see if we're hitting all the marks today. So, I'm going to keep it a short update today. It's a holiday week, Thanksgiving this week, and honestly, here we go. Okay, that's there. I'm pulling up comments. Things have been crazy in a good, busy way, and I'm happy with the progress that I made this weekend on things. Hi, Kelly. Thanks for saying hi. I'm double checking my comments right now. I'm going to give you an update on what kind of went down for us for Thanksgiving, and talk about the U.S. game today. The World Cup has started. I am a huge soccer fan, and I don't know. They tied today, so I'm not like super happy about the outcome. Ties are pretty annoying. I'd rather a tie than a loss, sure, but we had the lead, and it was exciting. I don't know. I just wish it was the Women's World Cup, honestly. All right. So hello. Hello, Mom. Hi, Amy. Hi, Kelly. Let's see if I can pull up comments and share them today, because it might be that kind of a day. Can't find me on YouTube. I think I'm there now. It was a rough start today. It was a little slow. So if you want to check again, I think I'm there, because Kelly's seeing me there. So for everyone watching in the replay, sorry for the rough start here today. Going live is going live, Hi, Laura. Thanks for saying hi. All right. So we've got that. Pulling up my comments. Here we go. There we are. Awesome. We're back. We're in full force right now. Okay. I did something exciting today, guys. This is going to seem very normal life to a lot of people, but for me, it's exciting. And this always happens. I love this. I absolutely love this. When I start my live stream late, we always get a visit from Paul Burke, which I'm very excited to have. Paul, hi. I am so excited to see your improv weekly sessions going so strong. And honestly, when it shows up, because it does on my feed every week, I'm like, man, I wish I lived closer so I could go. So I am so happy for you and how that's going for you. So, hi. Hi, here I am. I'm late. I know. I know. Yeah. The soccer game today was, yeah, we had the lead so long in the US game today against Wales. US, one of the defenders, tried to clear the ball through someone's legs and kind of took out the player in the box, which means it's a PK. They scored the PK, even though our goalie got his hands on it. It was a good shot and tied up the game. We ended with a tie. It is what it is. So here's what we're going to chat about today, guys. I'm going to talk about Thanksgiving as a foster parent. I'm going to talk about personal wins this weekend, which were pretty exciting. And we'll just check in with you too. So if you've got something big going on or anything you want to share, please put it in the chat. Feel free to let me know. I'm here for it. I'm very excited for Thanksgiving. I have not seen my nephews, Charlie and Wyatt, up in Minnesota, and my sister-in-law, Christy, in far too long. And I hate that it's been so long, because we see them every typically like every 6 months or so, you know. This is the longest I think that we've gone without seeing them. So I am just so like just full of like excitement to see them. And on top of that, our foster daughter will be joining us. I'm very excited for that because we're getting closer and closer every single day. The closeness is, it feels like family now to have her here. And it's a interesting family, right? Because we know we're not her forever family, but we kind of like on a day-to-day basis, like act like a forever family. But there's this underlying thing like, hey, you also have brothers in another, you know, that don't live here. You have a mom who doesn't live here and a dad who doesn't live here and friends that are, you know, far away that you don't get to see regularly. And then now you have new friends and new family. And I can't imagine, you know, I can't put myself in those shoes to really feel what she's feeling. But I can be here to understand that it's not what the rest of us are feeling, right? With, I mean, actually, you can't really imagine what anybody's feeling, right? Around the holidays, holidays are tough for so many reasons, but also wonderful for so many other reasons. Whether you're surrounded by friends or family or adoptive family or foster family or whatever it is, it's interesting to see where you end up for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for the holidays. And a lot of times these holidays are not easy. It brings up old memories of what you used to have, people who used to be there that aren't there anymore. It brings up, you know, just some things maybe that have happened in the past around holidays too can be triggered just by the holidays coming up. So there's a sensitivity as we go into the holidays about this and making sure that we're creating a loving, supportive feel and environment, but also being aware that there's some other tougher stuff there that can't be ignored. So anyway, family visits for Thanksgiving, absolutely. We are taking foster daughter up to Minnesota to visit with Bert's side of the family, which is going to be fantastic. We're going to do all the things we normally do up there, which is active. You know, these nephews are full of so much energy. They love hockey. They love soccer. They love playing Uno. We're going to play games. We're going to do like whatever activities they want us to do. They're going to show us their rooms. We're going to play video games. We're going to go out. It's going to be great. And then there's just going to be chill time too. And it's just, I don't know, like it feels like home away from home when we visit. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm bringing someone with us. I'm nervous a little, you know, like just making sure that everybody's entertained, getting along, not bored. But also very confident that like we're capable to make those connections. So I'm excited. Excuse me. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Tell me what's your experience going to be like. Are you getting together friends, family? Are you how are you feeling about the holidays? Are they tough for you? Are they easy for you? I'd love to hear your experience about this because I think that this is it's a good thing to remember that holidays aren't always easy for everybody. I think sometimes the holidays are like glorified, like, oh, friends and family, you get together and you know, everything smiles and gravy. But that's not always the case, right? And I think the older we get, the more that the holidays kind of pack in. So let me know your experience. Let's share here. Let's kind of keep it in mind for each other. And then as you go and visit with friends or family, or if you spend the holiday alone, just keeping a mindfulness to that might help you get through the holidays even better, smoother, or just with a more of a sensitivity, something like that. Let's work on it here together. So Thanksgiving is in the books. Now, this was not easy, and this was not a decision that was made for our foster daughter. I want to kind of include what we as foster parents went through to get to this point. So our foster daughter has 3 brothers, and they're in 3 different places. we've reached out to all three of those places to see what we can do to coordinate to get her to have a holiday with them. And it's not that they were unwilling. Everyone wants to connect, but the hard part is we also have family. We also have our plans, and balancing that, like, do we sacrifice going to see our family so that we can be home to transport her to holidays, or for Thanksgiving specifically? Or do we, try and make it work so that it works for us and her family? Unfortunately, none of the plans worked out. I tried multiple times with everybody. It was not a, okay, I'm giving up type of thing. This was pushed. It was pushed hard. I don't think too hard, but it was pushed. Unfortunately, I was told no multiple times. And it was not a like, no, we don't want her. It was, no, we have work and we can't host. And it was like everyone's just doing something small and on their own, and it was not going to be a family affair for them. So we gave her choices. We tried to connect with friends. We tried to get contact information for other family members, and just nothing was panning out. And so we said, okay, look, we're willing to cancel our plans. Not cancel, but just we hadn't made our plans solidified yet. We're like, look, we're willing to stay home and stay with you, and we'll do our own thing here. Or we can go to Minnesota and do our own thing here. Included her potentially being able to see family on Thanksgiving. Okay, I don't want to be like, hey, you can either ruin our plans or you can come with us. That's not how it came off. It was not that at all. We worked hard to be as flexible as possible for her, knowing our roles as foster parents. Okay. In the end, she decided that she wanted to go and meet Bert's family. Okay, this is exciting. It's exciting because it's a lot of driving from Chicago to Minnesota, and a lot of time in the car. And she's aware of that, and she already doesn't even like long car rides, like for an hour. But for her to choose this, it meant a lot. That she's willing, that willingness. Okay, so that was kind of what we had to get to. And I don't know if you're a foster family out there and you're watching this, whether live or in the replay, I would love to know your thoughts on how you do holidays. How much effort do you put into trying to connect with the foster kids with their family? Do you just kind of assume that they're in with your family? Please tell me in your experiences with this. This is our first Thanksgiving as foster parents. And we're trying to do what we're supposed to, which is normalize, right? Which is create a normal situation for these kids so that they feel like they're with family, and they are. Okay, I'm going to check in with you guys and see what you're doing for the holidays. Holy cow, Laura is hosting 18 to 20 family members, missing my mother-in-law who passed away, but it will be exciting to see the family and busy. Yeah, the holidays are extremely tough after a family member or loved one passes away. But it's like someone missing at the table, but also a opportunity to remember them. But man, that's not easy. It's not easy. It's really, really tough. So, Laura, I'm really glad to hear though that you're all coming together to support each other and be together for that time. Amy is saying daughter's coming home from college, going to my brother and sister-in-law. Awesome. Love that. It's great. Kids coming home from school. I like as I get older and I'm kind of in the age range of like people who have, college age, kids and everything. Like I appreciate that more because I used to be at the level where we're like college age kids going home. I mean, that was a long time ago, but I was thinking about that recently about how we go from which family do we spend holidays with? Is it the one we are born into or the one that we create? Is that the right words? I'm not sure, but it is, and like how many generations are included and which direction do you go? Do you go out? Do you go up? Do you go down? It's fascinating. Like to me, the holidays now, it's just like so fascinating to hear and figure out like who we spend it with. Paul saying is Thanksgiving with the fam was just told my sister wanted to bake rolls, so don't go buy them. So Paul, you have to bake the rolls. Wait, your sister wants to bake rolls, so you're not. I see. You don't have to buy them. I get it now. Okay. Bert, catching my live stream? Are you? Where are you? Laura is saying we'll have two foster kids and one newly adopted kiddo at our Thanksgiving. Laura, that's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. So you have you're kind of like the family that we'll be with, kind of meeting new foster kids, and making them feel like family, making them feel welcome. Thank you for sharing that. Seriously, and a newly adopted kid too. Oh, Laura, I would love to get more info on that from you. Maybe on the side, send me a direct message or something. I'd love to hear more about the newly adopted kid in your family. Um, I'm going to use this as a segue, actually, if you guys don't mind. Enough about Thanksgiving. So Bert and I met with a representative from, I don't want to say consulting company, an adoption. They're not consultants, but kind of consultants. What they do and what their expertise and services is that they are people who have been through the adoption process themselves and have made themselves experts on it. They've researched agencies. They've learned everything that could possibly be out there to know about adoption. You pay, or we pay them to kind of hold our hand through that process, to kind of answer all those questions that we have, rather than us having to do all that research. Rather than us having to research every single agency that's out there. Rather than us signing on with one agency and essentially putting all of our eggs in one basket, their service is getting to know you, helping you build your profile, helping you get ready for your home study, and then matching you with not just one, but multiple agencies so that you can be listed in multiple places for expectant mothers to find you. Now, agencies have all sorts of different kind of backgrounds. Some of them are going to be like, hey, when we try to match expectant mothers with Christian parents that want to raise their children Christian or Jewish or whatever religion-based kind of faith that there is there. There are some that are focused on kind of the more DCFS side of things, right? They're working with expectant mothers that maybe have other children in the system or whatever, and they know that the mothers are going to be giving up, terminating their parental rights, that's TPR, and working with them and working with the parents that are signed up to take those children. There are so many agencies out there. And you can list with agencies pretty much in any state and get matched. And that's normal now. Like, you don't necessarily, if I live in Chicago, don't necessarily have to sign up with an agency in Chicago and get paired with somebody, an expectant mother in Chicago. Now it's, you should plan in your adoption budget to travel. Most likely you'll go to another state, fly there, meet the mother, maybe meet her, in the hospital, take the baby home, but not home. You have to wait in the state for legal reasons, the paperwork and everything, before you can actually take it home. So you have to plan to stay in that state for a little while. It's fascinating how much adoption has changed from the stories that I've heard from my dad, right? So my dad was adopted, and there's not a lot that he knows about his adoption as a baby, but the information that he does have is completely different than how things are now. And he even sent me an article this morning about open adoption, which is the norm now. Now, open adoption may sound scary, like, why would you want to have that connection with the biological mother when you're supposed to be the parents to the adopted child. But I get it. It's a connection that you're having so that child, when they understand that they're adopted, when they start to have questions about that, they now can get those answers. They now have that connection to their birth mother. Not even just for those questions, also for health reasons, right? Like when I'm filling out, even me as the child of an adopted person, when I fill out paperwork at the doctor's office and they ask about medical history for your family, I don't have that information. I didn't for most of my life about what my dad's genetic health history was. So I think now and it's always changing, but to have somebody that can kind of hold your hand through the current steps of adoption is extremely valuable. And I'm not afraid, like I am not I'm not getting anything for promoting them or anything, but the agency or not agency, but the consulting company, I have to figure out what they consider themselves. They're called RG Adoption. And the woman we talked to is Kate. She's not the owner. Becca is the owner of the company, who I've also talked to. She sent me this awesome journal too for tracking our adoption process. And it's just got prompts that you can think about, and write in here as you're waiting to get it connected with your baby. Anyway, this company, RG Adoption, they offer this service. They have different models. You can sign up for there's basically 3 tiers. Not tiers, but tiers. You got me. And what I like about it is that you could potentially get matched a lot faster than just going with one agency. Now, are we going to do it? Is the question. I think so. I think we're going to go down this adoption path. Ask me tomorrow, I might give you a different answer. It is a weirdly, it feels weirdly right for me and Bert, considering adoption is in our family. On my dad, for my dad, for his mom, something feels like it was meant to be. But also with fostering, something also feels very right there, like it was meant to be. And I'm in a thought like that. I'm getting attached to our foster daughter in a way where I have no idea of how long she'll be with us. It could be, hey, she gets to go home in a couple months, or it could be a couple years, who knows? But it doesn't matter, because that time spent together is what matters. But I wonder what will happen, in a year. As she gets older, and she wants to distance from us, and we go, hey, man, are we missing out on the full parenting experience, from birth to for the rest of their life? I don't know. And that's the hard part, right? We can't predict the future. We just simply cannot have that crystal ball that tells us how things are going to go down. So it's a really, really tough choice. To spend a lot of money, time, and then emotion on the adoption process and journey. Okay, so Laura is saying, our newly adopted kid is 12 and she has been my sister for 2 years. She will continue to get monthly stipend for her, and she gets to stay on Medicaid. So big difference from adopting a baby. And this is exactly kind of what's pulling at my heartstrings. So there is a agency in Illinois called Greenlight, and it's Greenlight Family Services. And I think this is kind of what I was mentioning earlier. It's kind of connected to DCFS, and these are the children that the parental rights have been terminated. Now, they do have babies at times, but they also have kids all the way up to teenagers. Everything in between babies and teenagers. Now, they don't list the babies online because everyone's waiting for babies. Not everyone. A lot of people are waiting for babies. And there's these kids, and we keep watching these movies, guys, like Little Annie and what's the one we just freaking watched? Oh my God. It'll come to me, but it was another, we keep watching these movies where kids are in orphanages or group homes, or they're waiting to be adopted, and they're the older we get, the less of a chance it's going to happen, right? We see this, depicted in movies and shows kind of like as a theme a lot of times. My God, it just feels like we're on this kind of path. Like maybe that's us. Maybe we're the ones that are meant to adopt these older kids. Now, I'm only speaking for me. Bert really wants to have from birth a baby for us to raise. And he is certainly open to adoption. I'm not saying that we're disagreeing on this. Like we both, like we know we want a family, and it's just, how is it going to get there? And what are we open to? So to answer this question, Kelly is asking, so are you looking to adopt a baby versus an older child? That is, you know, we're leaning towards baby, but also there's these kids out there that are great kids that deserve a family. And why shouldn't it be us? I don't know. I think there's an idea that like if we have a baby that we're raising them with our own, from the beginning. So they're whatever nurture, characteristics that they have are from us versus, wherever they came from. The nature, nature is nature. I don't know. How much control can you really have over how someone turns out? I don't know. I've been rambling. All right, guys, this this is supposed to be a quick update. It's kind of a spew of my inner thoughts on adoption and where we're at with things. It's complicated. So we're not quite ready to move forward with the group that we found, RG Adoption. But if we do, we'll be going with them because they are fantastic. And if you're considering adoption, especially with babies, I seriously would consider having a 15-minute consultation with them. They actually have some free resources, some excellent videos just to get you started, whether it's their 15-minute video that's like an overview on what the process is. They have an hour and a half video that goes into a little bit more detail. And then they've also got like this adoption roadmap, which is a series of educational videos that they put together that will help you understand each of those steps in depth, and what you'll need to do to prepare for them. Bert and I do have a slight advantage because we're already approved for fostering. So our home study, we've been through home study. Like it's no sweat off our back for this because we know what to expect. Home study seems like a very daunting thing to a lot of people going into adoption. But I feel like I'd be like, yeah, bring it on. I'm ready for this. Let's go. What else do I have to say about this? I don't know. The thing is I'll just have to keep you updated as Bert and I kind of progress through this. The more that I work on a journal like this, maybe I'll get a little bit more clarity for myself on what I want. It's, being in the shoes that I'm in right now, I can say it's not easy. It's not easy starting the process. It's not, like, I'm sure at some point in your life you've heard somebody, or maybe you've even said, oh, well, if it doesn't work out, you can always adopt. Okay, you make it seem so simple. I will tell you now, you can't just adopt. It is a process. It is an emotional process, just like infertility treatment is a process. So I'm just here to let you know, unless you've got a friend that wants to give their baby up and you happen to be in that position to take it, and all that's working out kind of like, the pieces fall into place for you, which is great. Congratulations if that's the case. Life is not, so easily planned out. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Enough of my kind of adoption spew of randomness. I'm going to kind of close on a happy note, which was that today, Bert and I watched the U.S. game. The result of the game, maybe not super happy, not bad. It was a tie. But I felt in a very happy place to be watching sports with Bert, and we were able to meet up with some friends for a couple of hours, and it was just very nice to take some me time to do that. So I'm gonna check that off as a self-care thing, and I hope that if you've gotten away from something that used to make you feel good, that you find some time to do that again, even if it's just for a couple of hours. Yeah. So thanks guys for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to me ramble today. Hope it wasn't too bad. And yeah, that tie did feel like a little bit like a loss. I agree, Dad. Amy, thanks for hanging out. Happy Thanksgiving. Laura, good luck with the foster kids and the adopted kid. And that's awesome. I'm just so happy for you guys opening your home and your family to those kids. And everybody else, thank you so much for sharing and hanging out today. And if you're in Minnesota this weekend, Bert and I will be in town, and we hope to get together for actually the U.S. game on Friday. So just message me if you are one of our Minnesota friends. We'll hang out and hopefully see you guys. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving. I'll be back next Monday. I will see you guys then. Talk to you later. Bye. And hi, Lauren. I just saw your comment here. I missed it before, but thanks for saying hi.